Although Albert Einstein's intelligence far exceeded the average, his brain was intriguingly smaller than the average man's. A typical adult male brain weighs around 3 pounds. Einstein's weighed 2.64 pounds. While smaller overall, a crucial section of his brain was 15% wider than average. The inferior parietal lobe is the region of the brain associated with visual and spatial reasoning. This brain area would have been crucial to coming up with Einstein's famous theory of general relativity, which describes how a massive object can bend space-time around it, much like how planets move in a curved path around the sun. In 1999, a team at Canada's McMaster University, led by neuroscientist Sandra Whittleson, discovered his parietal lobe was wider than normal because it lacked a groove found in normal brains. The Sylvian fissure, also known as the lateral sulcus, usually separates the frontal and parietal lobes from the temporal lobe. However, in Einstein's brain, this big crevice was largely absent. The rear end was shorter or truncated. It did not extend as far into the parietal lobe as it does in most people's brains. This expanded Einstein's parietal lobe, making it wider than normal. When Einstein died in 1955 at a New Jersey hospital, the pathologist who performed the autopsy removed his brain and kept it for himself. Dr. Thomas Harvey later convinced Einstein's son to allow him to keep it for research. These labels were added by Harvey. He cut Einstein's brain into 240 blocks and stored them in a cardboard box in his office, in a mason jar, and in a cookie jar preserved in gelatinous material. Dr. Harvey procrastinated and never actually published any research. He did create 2,400 slides containing thin sections of Einstein's brain tissue to be examined under a microscope, and sent them off to other scientists who revealed fascinating insights. Dr. Diamond was the first to show that the brain can change and improve at any age. Her work with rats demonstrated that those who played with mazes, ladders, wheels, and their companions had larger brain cells and a greater amount of glial cells compared to rats that were kept isolated with no toys. The implication is that all animals, including humans, benefit from an enriched environment, and impoverished environments can lower the capacity to learn. This is now called plasticity of the brain, and it has powerful implications for what we're capable of achieving. According to Einstein's wishes, his body was cremated, and his ashes were scattered in a secret spot by the Delaware River. He didn't want his body to be worshipped. But Einstein's biographer reported that he had insisted his brain be used for research. Even after nearly 70 years, Einstein's brain still has so much to teach the world.